Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning back into Relevant Jukebox, and today I got another vinyl update. So before we get into this update, I just wanted to give a quick thank you out there to everyone who has subscribed and watched this series so far. And if you are new to the channel and you do enjoy vinyl collecting and music content, it'd be awesome if you could consider subscribing, because I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out soon, more vinyls to show off and all that good stuff. So yeah, with that out of the way, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into the records, what you guys are here for. I'm just going to grab some of this coffee here first. Yeah. So we're going to start off with a special one. This was a gift, and it's from an artist I really like, actually. This is a 7-inch picture disc for Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz, and it has a B-side of 68 State. This is really cool. It's not in the best condition, as you can see, but I do not care in the least bit about that. This is staying in the collection forever, coming from a good friend of mine. The picture disc is really cool, too. It's that image from the single. Really like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I might hang it up or something like that, because I don't really play picture disc too much. And it came with a nice booklet, too, that has a lot of artwork in it. I'll show you guys a little bit of it there, which is really cool. I haven't really thumbed through this yet, but thank you to Phil. Moving right along here, I have one of my album of the year contenders so far of 2020, an album I love. The newest from Yves Tumor, Heaven to a Tortured Mind. I thought this was a really solid follow-up to Safe in the Hands of Love. A little more refined and cohesive as well, but you got Yves still blending genres on here like he's been come to known to do. Look at that gatefold. Really weird image of Yves in there. He's quite the personality. And this is the limited vinyl that came on silver from Warp Records. It looks awesome. I love the labeling situation going on there too. But yeah, I mean, I thought this record was really solid, and there's some really standout tracks on it. And if you're into like experimental music, glam rock, electronic, it's kind of a blend of all that kind of stuff. Next up here, I have my favorite EP of 2018, Aphex Twins' Collapse. Now, it should be no mystery at this point if you followed my content. I'm a pretty big Aphex Twin fan. Love me some Richard D. James. And this EP here I thought was cutting edge, really awesome. This is the original art here that you might be more familiar with. This was a limited release. This sleeve right here, it's called like the Silver Attaché Foil. I don't really know how to say it, but this was what was limited about this release. And it's a black vinyl. But yeah, this really just has me watering at the mouth for him to release another full-length record, follow-up Cyro, because he's still got it. Next up here, I have another pretty classic 90s rock album from Guided by Voices, Alien Lanes. This is one of my favorites from them. I kind of go back and forth. To be honest, I'm kind of a snob when it comes to Guided by Voices. I think they had a really great run of records in the mid-90s, starting with B1000, and I do prefer this a little more to B1000, but there is a lot of Guided by Voices to be discovered if you give them the time of day. Look at this vinyl, it's pretty sick. It's a sky blue. This was a limited release from Newberry Comics. Grabbed it in one of their awesome sales that they do. Yeah. Next up here is a record that I sadly overlooked for a very long time, and that is Cage the Elephant's Melophobia. And there isn't really too many reasons why I guess I overlooked this so much. It just came recommended from some not reliable sources, so I avoided it for a long time, actually. And then I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is really good. This is kind of like a Strokes ripoff or something, but nah, I'm just kidding. This is actually a really good album. I think the songwriting is really solid on here. The melodies are great, really good hooks. And this was really the only Cage the Elephant record that I really connected with on like a deeper level, I suppose. I don't really go too heavy into the rest of their back catalog. And this came with a nice lyric insert that's got the album cover on like a 12x12, which is kind of cool. Also kind of creepy art. Next up, I have a record that just arrived in the mail the other day, Elvis Depressedly's Depressedelica. So I wanted to shout out this record. I thought it was a really solid album from Matt, and you know, it doesn't seem like there's going to be too many more Elvis Depressedly records after hearing this one and, you know, seeing some stuff online, which is kind of sad. I think Matt is an amazing songwriter. He's really talented. This was the black and white Galaxy vinyl pressing. The most limited copy was already sold out when I went to scoop this over at Run for Cover Records. But yeah, really solid album. Some of, I think, Elvis Depressedelica's best tracks to date land on here, especially like the last track that it's escaping me the title of it, New Love in the Summer. That was a really good one. Next up here is another one that just came in the mail the other day and would probably be my choice for Quarantine 2020 album, which is Gas Pop. Now, I'm kind of just getting my toes into Gas as of recently. To say this release right here, Pop, is ambient is almost like an understatement. This thing like shapeshifts like the wind. But I was sorting through a lot of my stuff just because I have a lot of free time recently, and I just had this on in the background and it just caught me and I was just like, whoa. This is a triple LP. Pretty beefy release overall. I do believe it's just on black vinyl. Actually, I haven't even opened it up yet all the way, so let's see. Yeah, it's just a black vinyl, which is kind of cool. But definitely check this album out if you're interested in ambient music and you're a patient listener. Next up here, I have Tanukichan's Sundays. Now, this is like a dream pop shoegaze album that's from a band that's spearheaded by Hannah Van Loon. I think she's like the main songwriter for this group. And I actually caught their set when they were opening up for Kiro Kiro Benito a couple of years ago. And I really enjoyed it. I thought there was some pretty sweet vibes going on. So I picked up this record. I wanted to support them. This was actually produced by Chaz from Toro y Moi. So it does have a nice, robust sounding recording. I'm trying to think what the track was that really caught me. Natural. That's a really good track. Seek that one out. It's a good vibe. And last up here, rounding up this vinyl update. I only had 9 this time, but I have Johnny Jewel's Digital Rain. This album kind of came out of nowhere after everything that happened with him as far as his near-death experience he had in Hawaii, where I think he made this one just after that, and it certainly sounds like it, if that's the case. It's a little more dramatic in its tone than some of his other stuff, but I thought it was really solid. Look at the gatefold on this. It's so awesome. Just like neon cityscape with that girl over there in the corner. I mean, it's so cool. I am just a huge Italians Do It Better stan. They were a big inspiration for me when I was starting a record label back in the day. I think their packaging is beautiful. It's very consistent. You gotta get an idea of the aesthetic right away. Look at this vinyl, it's awesome. It's like a pale pink translucent. They always have colored presses that are really cool, and the labeling is like some of the best in the business, I think. And Johnny Jewel, I mean, say what you want about him in Chromatics. I could totally see people not digging Chromatics' vibe, but he's kind of a maestro behind the scenes and somewhat of a hero for physical media. They always have really affordable prices, so I pick up as much Italians Do It Better stuff as I can because they're great. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this installment of my vinyl collection update series, and I think we've neared the end of all the stuff that's recently entered my collection, so I am gonna start rolling out videos to go through the whole thing. I honestly haven't just really settled upon how I wanna do that yet, if I wanna go through it A to Z, or if I wanna just pick 10 random at a time and just kinda filter through it that way so it's not so repetitive. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. I'm curious what you'd want to see, how I would roll that out. And, you know, as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like and share it. And if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.